Hello everybody, welcome back to the third video for this ACE instruction session. In this one, we're going to be talking about defining and locating academic journal articles. Again, there's also this Google form that has different questions or prompts that'll help you to work through this material. So I would encourage you to have that open while you watch this video so that you can be filling that out. Again, you'll be using whatever topic you chose earlier to demonstrate these same concepts. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to talk first about defining an academic journal. So the first kind of little definition is it is a periodical focused on a specific academic discipline. So let's break up that definition a little bit. First, the word periodical. We just talked about monographs, right? And monographs, mono meaning one, they are materials that are published a single time by a single author with a single volume. In contrast, periodicals are anything that are published periodically. So you all are very familiar with periodicals. Newspapers are periodicals, magazines are periodicals. A particular title will have issues that go on regularly spanning a period of time, right? And so periodicals are basically a form of publication that allows individuals within a particular community to stay up to date and to have an ongoing conversation with updated information in a particular area. So that might be a particular geographic area for a newspaper or a particular interest area for a magazine. And an academic journal is very similar in that it is something that is published periodically over time, regularly. And the only way that it is different is that the audience is particularly an academic audience in a particular academic discipline. So now that you all are students in the academy in college, you all are part of the intended audience for academic journals. And each academic journal, again, has a very specific discipline focus. So there are ones that are focused on areas in the humanities or in the natural sciences or in the social sciences. So that's generally what an academic journal is. What is in an academic journal? Academic journals contain original research by experts, as well as research and book reviews that are relevant to the field. So again, each discipline will be a little bit different, but basically academic journals are the ways in which experts who are doing original research in that area can share that research with others in that field. They also sometimes include what are called research and book reviews. So those are just meant to kind of summarize what's going on in the research or monograph book community that's relevant to that particular area. So those are the sorts of things. Again, it's all part of this ongoing academic scholarly conversation. And finally, you might have heard this term peer review. So each academic journal has what's called an editorial board, and that board peer reviews articles before publication to ensure quality of research. So each and every article that is published in an academic journal, before it is published, is read by members of this board who are also experts in that particular field. And before publication, the original author might need to make a few updates or some articles just are never published because they are not they don't have a high enough quality to be considered appropriate to be included in an academic journal. So that's just a way that you can know that academic journals are going to be really high quality pieces of information. So let's for a moment use the example of current microbiology, and I just want to kind of show you so academic journals are still published in print. That's, they've been being published for hundreds of years at this point, some of the titles. And those, so you can come to the library and you can get a print journal. They are also now, almost all of them are published in an online format as well. And so here's one called Current Microbiology, which is of course about microbiology. You can see here that there's an editorial board again. So here are all of the editors, their academic or professional associations. And you can see this is a really impressive group of people that are reviewing these articles before publication. And then let's also go here quickly and view. So you can see here every single year in which an academic journal is published is called a volume. So we are currently in volume 77. That just means that 2020 is the 77th year in which this this particular publication has been published. And then within each volume, there are separate issues. So you can see this is published in a monthly, as a monthly issue. And then within each issue, there are, on pages 1 through 10, there's an article. On pages 11 through 14, there's a separate article. So each and every article that's within an issue has a separate page range. So you'll notice in citations for academic journals that there are 3 really important numbers that you need to include. In addition to the title of the journal itself, you'll need the volume, the issue, and the page numbers, right? So that's kind of what an academic journal looks like. And you can see here, actually, let me go back to that. If you were to try to view an article just online, it would say, buy it for $40. So what I'm going to show you next is how to use the library's resources so that you do not have to spend $40 for academic journal articles. So let's talk about how to locate an academic journal article using the library's resources again so that you can get it without any cost to you. So we're going to talk about what's called a database. A database, in a library sense, is a digital collection of related information that is used for research. So any sort of digital collection that we subscribe to is called a database. And many resources can be available in databases, including academic journals. Miller Library subscribes to databases primarily through EBSCOhost, and that link is on an online resources page, which I'll show you in a moment. And then each database, we'll see when we go into EBSCO that we subscribe to a lot of different databases. So each database has its own specialty. You can search more than one at a time. But for multidisciplinary research, I would recommend using the Academic Search Premier database. So let's go ahead and I'll show you those things right now. So we're here at the library's library catalog and online resources page. I'm going to come here to the online resources section, and under academic journals, I'm going to click on EBSCOhost academic databases. Again, since I had already logged in, I come straight here to the resource. Here are all of these databases that we subscribe to. So if you were a psychology major, maybe I'd come to your class and I'd show you how to use the Psych Info database. Or if you were in natural sciences, I could show you how to use Agricola for agriculture research. Again, Academic Search Premier is going to be the resource that you use for multidisciplinary topics. So if you don't know which database to go to, or if you're searching something that kind of intersects a lot of disciplines, this is going to be a good place for you to go. And these databases are very powerful. There's a lot of ways in which you can refine your results or, create a really targeted search, which I'm hopeful that I'll be in some of your future classes and show you some of those features. For now, you can just click up here in the search bar and put your particular topic in. And then you can see here, here are the results when I search for Charles Dickens. So here is an article that is in some way about Charles Dickens. I can click on it and I can read. This abstract is very short, but an abstract is basically going to tell you generally what the article is about. This one was published in Renaissance is the name of the particular publication. It was in volume 71, issue 3, and then here are those page numbers. Okay, and then if you wanted to view the full text of this particular article, for those items that we own the full text to, you can click on this PDF full text, and there you go. You're going to have the full text there. You can also see that there are some that do not have that full text link, but you will see that there's this link that says request via interlibrary loan. And so either here from the results page or here from the record page, you can, if we don't own the full text, you can request that via interlibrary loan and we'll get it for you. In the final video, I'm going to talk a little bit more detail about interlibrary loan. So any of the articles that you find in EBSCO, we can make available to you. I will also point out, because I did in ProQuest as well, there's a whole bunch of different features over here, including permalink, which is a link that then you can save and use to find this article later. It's just a hyperlink. And also there's an option to cite. And so again, depending on the format that you're using for your research paper, you can have created citations, and that'll be really cool. So that is how you use EBSCOhost to search for different academic journals, articles, and that is that. So I will be back for another very short video about interlibrary loan in just a moment.